Let me bring you our top story for this hour. Airbus has announced one of its largest safety actions ever, ordering an urgent software rollback for nearly 6,000 aircrafts from its A320 family. That's more than half of all the A320s flying worldwide. The move comes after a recent investigation found that strong solar radiation can corrupt specific data used by the aircraft's flight control systems. Airbus says the issue was introduced during a previous software update and the company is now acting immediately to fix it. In India, the impact is significant. IndiGo operates over 350 A320 family jets and around 250 of them need the update. The airline is aiming to finish the work by Monday or Tuesday. Air India has more than 120 A320 family aircraft and well over 100 are affected at the moment. For most of the aircrafts, airlines will simply revert to an older software version, requiring short groundings. But hundreds of planes worldwide also need hardware replacements, a job that could keep some of the jets out of service for weeks. This mass recall comes right before one of the busiest travel weekends of the year, and also global flight disruptions are expected due to it. All right, let's take the chat forward with aviation expert and chairman of International Foundation for Aviation, Aerospace and Drones, Dr. Sanath Kaur. Thank you so much for speaking to News9, sir. Sir, I want to understand from you because we are calling this one of the busiest weekends since Thanksgiving is coming and US has been hit really, really hard, with the flight operations. What is the solution here and why updating these softwares now? Why the alarms did not ring earlier?
No, this is a very rare incident. One has not heard of it earlier, of solar flares. The plasma from the sun is impacting aviation, and Airbus in particular has been impacted by that. And if they don't do it, there can be structural problems to the aircraft. So they have found a solution to it that they can upgrade the software, but in some cases it might even require a hardware increase. So these are issues which are unfortunate, but sudden. I don't know whether this had ever happened earlier, and I don't think it had, but I may be wrong because I've never heard of it all the time. I've been involved with aviation, and it's something which is very, very strange. Now, as you notice, the northern lights, which are known as northern lights or aurora borealis, has become now more common in areas it was never seen earlier. Like, it is, you go to the very north side, like north of Norway or north of Canada or on the Arctic Circle and so on. But now they're being seen in cities, in maybe in certain mid-US and uh, even in England in some places, which were never seen earlier. So there is an impact of this, whether it's climate change or the impact of solar flares. It's impacting even the aviation circle now. And this radiation, which comes out of the uh, plasma and the other things which are coming out of the what they call corona emissions, are something which uh, are not that well known. Airbus says that they can improve it by putting in software, better software, but in some cases a little bit of hardware also. But let's hope it works. That's all I can say just now.
Absolutely. Dr. Kaul, please stay with me. I have Captain Nishan Khalid, aviation expert, also joining us here on the broadcast. Captain, what a view. Thank you so much for that. I want to understand from you, sir, that how can these software fixings vary for each of the aircraft? Is it because of the aircraft age or the aircraft configuration? Is there any connection to all three of them?
Okay, thank you very much for inviting me. You are right now in Airbus 320 flight simulator,
Wow.
which is at DLF Mall of India. It's Aviator1903 Flight Experience Center. This is where we give the flight knowledge about the aviation to non-aviators. So I think your viewers are best placed to watch what we have here. The problem that is right now we are dealing in is to do with flight computers.
Okay.
Specifically ELAC 1 and 2. ELAC means elevator and aileron computers. So there are two computers in Airbus 320. One is called ELAC-1, and its control panel is over here, this place. And ELAC-2 is onto the right side. ELAC-1, under normal circumstances, only controls the rolling motion of the aircraft, and that is aileron. While ELAC-2 is the one that controls the pitching motion of the aircraft, and pilot talks to the control surface through the computers, because their movement in the cockpit we have what is called side stick. This is the only control input that pilot is able to give to. Let me show it a little better. Okay, so the only input that we can give to the control surface is this. With this, the electric signal goes to the control surface, which is maybe 200, 300 feet behind. Now, the thing is that these computers are the brains of flight control system, and they also do the fault monitoring. So what happened in 2024, to the best of my knowledge, Airbus upgraded the software for ELAC-2 from L103 to L104. And thereafter, now it is known that the upgrade that was given is actually very susceptible to solar radiations and can cause glitch. What is actually confirmed is that the new software version has glitch. The reason of that glitch may be the solar radiation or anything else, but the fact remains that the upgrade version has a glitch. Your viewers would be able to understand this. We update our software for mobile phones, and it is for the betterment of the mobile phone, but after upgrading, a lot of mobile phones start hanging. Right. So now iPhone 12, if you upgrade in today's atmosphere, then it will start hanging. That is one problem. The second problem is that you may need some hardware changes to make the best software for upgradation. But here the problem is not of the older one. The new one that is on all the new aircraft of IndiGo and Airbus and all around the world, 6,000 of them, they actually upgraded the flight control logic. It is algorithm from L103 to L104. So now EASA has mandated, DGC has mandated, and even Airbus has said that we will go back to L103, which was their legacy software, and which is very stable and not prone to any kind of glitches, be it solar or be it anyone. Because right now, I don't think the solar is something that is confirmed to me. Okay, but there is a glitch, that is the only confirmation. So what would happen and what did happen on October 30th? On October 30th, the aircraft misbehaved, and without the permission of the pilot. Luckily, the pilot and the passengers and the aircraft came back, and the pilot stood their ground and they said that, well, we didn't do anything. Aircraft did it on its own. That is why the manufacturers went around to look in the whole system, and they said, fine, we have a flaw in our system, right? If you remember in Ahmedabad crash, pilots did come back. And so it was very conveniently found by the manufacturers to probably say that it is pilot's mistake. Now, what happened here was the aircraft flying on its own without pilot input lost altitude. That means the aircraft pitched down. And they pitched down for 7 seconds. You would remember that 7 seconds or 3 seconds was the time that was needed by Ahmedabad aircraft to actually revive and maybe save. So 7 seconds is a very long time. Here, the aircraft recovered on its own, not because of any pilot input, not because of anything else. It recovered because after 7 seconds, that glitch was cleared. I would request, I have Captain Rohit and Captain Arun here, who would take the aircraft in the air, and then I will show you how dangerous it is at low altitude. In the meanwhile, I'll continue. So the aircraft here, this is where we make the pilot, normal non-aviators sit on the non-pilot seat. Okay, start rolling. Okay, and we give them the experience of flying. Today, I will show you that the aircraft, which is very flyable, very easy and very safe equipment, okay, can actually become absolutely uncontrollable because the computers take over the aircraft. So pilot input is actually not, actually gets overridden by the computers, and that is the protection logic in the computers. So in this case, we will get airborne, and I will show you what exactly would have happened in that aircraft. I don't have the FDR details to recreate exactly, but you would see that it will become, right now we are getting airborne. Okay. So when the aircraft dips down without the pilot's command, then it is also also very difficult for the pilot to take over because his command is overridden. Okay. Right now, we are about 100 feet high. And this is the amount of height that we can actually lose when the aircraft becomes unflyable for as many seconds as it has been reported. So I would now, okay, we're climbing out of 1,000 and we will continue to go for about another 1,000 feet. And thereafter, you would see the scary things that would have happened in that particular aircraft. Okay. So, I'm on the group. Okay. So, look, so the outside thing. Okay. This is how the aircraft flies normally. Now, none of the pilots is giving any aircraft is safe and nice to fly. But just imagine if the aircraft on its own does this. Now, watch this. Watch this. And this is 2 seconds. And if the pilot is unable to pull out, this will become a catastrophic thing. This is what had happened in that aircraft. We lost in this particular just about 3 seconds, lost over 1,000 feet. Your controls. So I hope I have been able to show to your viewers that such a thing can be catastrophic. But I also want to show that the aircraft is flying normally, and we have taken out that entire computer system. Aircraft still flies very safe. It is designed to fly safe even on one computer. Even with the failure of both the computers, it will continue to do a very nice flight. But the problem here is that the computer hasn't failed. It is giving a wrong signal to the control. So that is the problem here.
Captain, first up, thank you so much for showing us that view. I would also like to thank your co-pilot over there as well. This is something I think you have briefed us really, really well. You have showed us the interior of the aircraft as well. You have taught us everything related to this particular issue. Sir, I want to understand from you though, was there no way that these, fixtures or these software upgradations could have happened in all of the A320s together at one go? Because we are talking about technical advancements in year 2025. Why stopping for each of the aircraft and approximately waiting for 2 hours for each one of them to be upgraded?
Okay. So when you do a software upgrade of, let's say iPhone 17, iPhone 16, sometimes iPhone 10 may not be able to take that software upgrade, and then you have to actually have a hardware change. So those legacy aircraft are perfectly fine to fly on L103, the previous legacy software. The newer aircraft have the hardware, and they can be changed over overnight. So right now, 6,000 aircraft, that is 50% of the fleet, was upgraded, and they have to be downgraded. And that is the process going out. So the new version will be taken out, deleted. The older version will be uploaded. They will be tested, certified, and thereafter flight tested again. And thereafter, the aircraft will come on line. What I want the message to go to your viewers is that the aircraft manufacturers, the regulators, pilots, the DGCA, everybody is on the top of the game, not compromising on safety, and aviation is inherently safe because there are so many people monitoring that the systems don't go wrong. But still, since the computers are computers and they will have glitches, we have, like you see, we have two computers. Here the computer is not going wrong, but the computer is actually giving a wrong signal. I'm sure the algorithms can be worked out to be more fault tolerant, because you have to also understand that these computers are also have got the authority over pilot. I will show you one thing here. This aircraft is flying. If I move the stick back like this, okay, the nose will keep coming up, and then computers will take over and say, sorry, this is not the good thing. So all these computers, your control. So all these computers have safety features inbuilt, and sometimes when they go wrong, they become unsafe.
How exactly these solar storms are threatening the modern aviation electronics, sir? If you could explain us that, what is the role of a solar storm here?
So I really do not know that from October 30th to 26th November we would be able to bring out what has been found conclusively is that the software malfunctioned. Why it malfunctioned is a guesstimate of the OEM. and they have said that, well, because nobody is really bothered as to why it malfunctioned. If it does not malfunction, it is perfectly fine. Yes, solar radiations can heat up the ICs, it can heat up the circuitry, and thereafter change their characteristics, and that may cause because all softwares are written to light up a bulb or not light up a bulb. That's all the computers are. So if the solar radiations play with the whole conductivity of the circuitry, you will have problems. And that can be sorted out, and they are sorting it out.
Sir, as much as I know, with regards to A320, it's a direct competition to the Boeing 737. With regards to the market, don't you think about 6,000 aircrafts being hit worldwide across many of the countries, it is going to give, the Challenger a bit of an upper edge here?
Yes, Boeing's have an upper edge as of now because 6,000 fleet, but then it is a very temporary thing.
Okay.
You know, world over, the airlines which operate Airbus 320, they make more profits because the aircraft is lighter, and it is lighter by the same concept that it is fly-by-wire. It is lighter, it is more efficient, it has more safety features. So all these things put together, Airbus and Boeing, they have their own strong points. Just this particular thing that their software is not really, has a glitch, does not really make them any less superior. Even with this particular thing, Airbus continues to be the leader in technology in aviation. For sure, what you see the side stakes, what you see the fly-by-wire is all gift of Airbus to the humanity.
Right. Sir, please stay with me, Captain Khalid. Dr. Kaul also continues to stay on with us here on the broadcast. Dr. Kaul, sir, I want to ask you, since, some of the fixation, some of the upgradation can take a little bit of longer time than that, which is being advised at the moment, about 2 hours for each of the aircraft. What about the passengers' grievances here? Because a lot of people were planning to fly, a lot of people already had their schedules made, and everything is going to get hampered now.
No, this will be a major and a massive problem if it actually they are not able to do it in time. So yes, it is a problem, and these things have to be faced and sorted out. But the main thing which you were trying to compare earlier, when Boeing had their MAX aircraft,
Right.
the only thing was that here, whatever glitch has taken place because of a solar radiation has been admitted by Airbus as well as by the what is the DGCA of Europe, meaning the yes. So they have both admitted it, and they are trying to do it. In the earlier case, when Max had an upgrade in their software, they did not want to admit it, and then we had 2 crashes. So here it's a very good sign that they have learnt. I mean, they have not learnt. Then you were trying to compare the two. Boeing was trying to say that nothing has happened and the plane is fine, whereas Airbus has accepted something. Now the point is, how, if solar flares are going to accept, and solar flares are now increasing and coming down, as I mentioned, that you can see the aurora borealis in down into the middle of US and middle of UK and other countries, then it's a matter of concern for aircraft, and I think that needs to be studied. How that will impact, or is it only because of the particular software that Airbus A320 has got, and it's not going to impact any other aircraft? So these are issues which are unknown. These are the kind of known unknowns which we have to be studied and sorted out.
All right, understood. Dr. Kaul, thank you so much for joining us here for the conversation. Captain Khalid, thank you so much for joining us here for the conversation. Again, thank you so much for the amazing view as well, sir. Right now, we are shifting focus to